Hello everyone, welcome back to my podcast. So today we are going to talk about two things we honestly cannot survive without the internet. Uh, and email, I've got Risky here with me. How is going?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thank you. I'm already excited for this one. Science is a topic we experience every single day.
Exactly. We live in every day, so let's start with something simple. How many hours a day do you think you're actually online?
Honestly, probably around 6 or 7 hours between studying and then watching videos or checking social media. It really adds up quickly. I don't even notice it happening.
Oh, some here. I'll open my phone thinking it'll just be 5 minutes, and suddenly an hour has passed.
Exactly. That basically sums up the internet in one sentence.
Oh, that's true. So, what do you use the internet for the most? Besides just scrolling around?
Mostly for school related things, actually searching for material, watching tutorial videos when I don't understand something from class. But of course, also for entertainment like Instagram or YouTube.
Ah, that makes sense. So, in your opinion, what's the best thing about having the internet? The biggest advantage?
I would say it's how much information is available for free. You can learn almost anything. Now, it also makes it much easier to stay connected with people, even if they live far away.
Oh, that's very true. But is there a downside to it too? Because it's not all positive, right?
Definitely not. I think we have become too dependent on it. There are also a lot of misinformation online, so we really have to double check things before believing them.
That's a great point. All right. One last question on this topic. Could you actually survive a full week without the internet?
That's took on honestly, at first it would probably be really difficult, but then again, I feel like it could be reversing to maybe I will finally finish that book I have had for months.
Yeah, we are have that one book waiting on the shelf. Um, so basically, the internet is both a blessing and a chance at the same time, right?
Pretty much, yes. Alright, let's move on to something a little more old school, but still very important. Email. Do you still remember making your first email account?
Yes, actually, I remember it well. I think I was around 10 years old. My parents helped me create one just so I could sign up for an online game. That was the only reason back then.
That's exactly how much has that. So what do you actually use email for now this day?
Mostly for formal matters, honestly, submitting assignment, communicating with lecturers, and recently I've also been using it for internship applications.
Right, it's basically become our professional identity online. So here is question: why do you still use email when we already have apps like WhatsApp or Telegram?
I think it's because email feels more official. Companies and universities still expect communication through email. Since it's easier to keep track of, and it simply looks more professional.
That's fair. Speaking of professional, what do you think makes an email look proper?
Hmm, a clear subject fine, for sure. Proper reading such as dear sir or madam, instead of just hey, and of course no typos, please.
Agreed. Please note type how you had an embarrassing email experience.
Yes, actually, I once sent an entire assignment to the wrong lecturers because I didn't double check the email address. I panicked so much. I had to send a few apology emails afterward.
That sounds stressful, but very relatable. Alright, I think that wraps up today's episode. The internet and email, two things we truly cannot escape from.
Exactly. Thank you for having me. This was really fun.
Thank you all so much for listening, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.